Did you know, according to the After School All-Stars website, that an American child or teen is killed by gunfire every 2 hours and 40 minutes? That results in 9 American children dying from gunfire every day. This is a photo from a funeral of a 14-year-old boy who was shot by a group of young men found in the January 1st, 2012 edition of Oregon Live. Your child, or some child that you may care about, could be an at-risk youth. Giving them opportunities to get out of such lifestyles is not only good for them, but also the community. Don't you want every child to have a chance at success? I attended a school that did not have any after-school programs. The only thing we had was sports, so if you weren't involved in that, you usually found yourself in trouble. I know of way too many kids at my school that had great potential, but ended up going nowhere in their lives. I believe an after-school program would have been very helpful in these situations. Some schools have implemented after-school programs and have seen great success. It should be mandatory that all schools have to offer such programs for at-risk students in order for each of them to get a chance at success. Some facts about at-risk youth, the importance of after-school programs, and current programs that are in effect will be discussed. Seeing the types of lifestyles that at-risk youth are living may cause you to come to the realization of how important it is to do something to help them. According to the brochure At-Risk Youth and Resilience Factors, published by Vision Realization, some factors for at-risk youth include chronic poverty, living in bad neighborhoods, having a single parent or a parent with poor parenting skills, and drug use by themselves or a caregiver. It also says that many of these at-risk youth who find themselves in these situations will more likely become teen parents, use drugs and alcohol, become criminals, many of them violent criminals, and have lower IQs. Usually when one of these things occur, many of them do together. As a previously cited At-Risk Youth and Resilience Factors brochure stated, about 2/3 of high-risk children experience one or more negative life outcomes. In a personal interview with Adam Hakes, a classmate of mine, he talked about how he felt if there would have been something at school for him to do, he might not be where he is today. Growing up through elementary school, Adam was very smart and he showed lots of potential. However, when he got into high school, and being that we lived in a little town with not much to do, he started partying. He found himself getting into trouble with the law for drugs and alcohol. Currently, Adam is living in his friend's parents' basement with no job and nothing going for him. He said that if there would have been something for him to do, he wouldn't have gotten into trouble and could have gone to college. Instead, here he sits alone in his friend's parents' basement. His story isn't even as bad as many other at-risk youth who may find themselves in jail or even worse, dead. Now that you've seen what can become of an at-risk youth, I'll explain why after-school programs are so important to them. Obviously, the main point of these programs would be to help at-risk students get their lives on track, but there are also benefits for the community. The After School All-Stars website, accessed January 17, 2012, stated that kids with nowhere to go end up going nowhere. This site identified that about 15 million kids have no place to go after school. It also said that the after-school hours are the peak time for juvenile crime and experimentation with drugs, alcohol, and sex. Those who attend programs are 3 times more likely to attend class and avoid the use of drugs and alcohol. As this graph shows from the brochure demanding after-school programs, the peak time for violent crime of juveniles is between the end of the school day and when they return home. The After School All-Star website, accessed January 17, 2012, said that young people with nothing to do during out-of-school hours miss valuable chances for growth and development. The odds are high that with nothing positive to do and nowhere to go, they will find things to do that negatively influence their development and futures. According to the 2002 edition of the After School Alliance, when comparing what it would cost to run the programs to the possible legal issues that taxpayers may be fitting the bill for, it is much more cost-effective to have the programs in place now. So these are beneficial in more than one way. You've seen why the programs are important. Now let's look at how one could be set up. By seeing how successful some current after-school programs are, it will be easier to see why every school needs one and should follow the example of the rest of these 2 programs. The after-school program, also known as ASP, is a not-for-profit company developed to provide safe, educational, and quality child care services for after-school and summer programs. The after-school program website, accessed January 17, 2012, showed some of the things that they offered included a safe and engaging environment with free tutoring, physical fitness programs, and not to mention many, many other programs. According to the same website, ASP puts a huge emphasis on child safety. All of their employees go through rigorous screening processes, and even once they are given the job, they are monitored very carefully by a variety of people to ensure the children are in the best hands and influencing them in the best way possible. The After School All-Stars is another after-school program that has seen many success stories. 80% of the students who attend the after-school program improved on their standardized test scores. And the After School All-Stars website, accessed January 17, 2012, stated that they provide a place for students to go between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m. It was also stated here that their goal is to provide a place that is fun and safe while still helping them to achieve success in school and life. They too offer special programs such as academic support and health and fitness activities. Again, some schools have implemented after-school programs and have seen great success. It should be mandatory that all schools have to offer such programs for at-risk youth in order for each of them to get a chance at success. You've seen what it means to be an at-risk youth, the importance of after-school programs, and current programs are in effect. Don't you want to put an end to the 9 child deaths that occur each day? You can if you fight for after-school programs.